What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Alex here from Team Generations, back again with another deck profile. Today we're going to be looking at a Mythic Best Fenrir deck for Genesis. This is one of the decks out of Divine Lightning Radiance. My buddy Skilur from Team Generations is actually going to be presenting this today, so the first time we're having somebody else on camera kind of doing it, so super excited for that. Just want to give a quick shout out to all you guys too. We are now at like 200 subs. I really can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. If you guys do learn anything during this profile, maybe just consider leaving a like on the video, possibly subscribing to the channel. But without further ado, let's jump right in and get to Skilur.
Hello, this is Skilur from Team Generations. I'm bringing you a Mythical Beast Fenrir deck profile, starring the main man, Mythical Beast Fenrir. He's the main grade 3 of the deck, and the best card in the deck in my opinion. Well, that's my opinion, because we have an MVP, but I'm going to show you later in the deck profile. His first skill is Act, Soul Blast one or more cards, and then you search your deck for a card with the same grade as the number of cards Soul Blasted equal to their grades. So say you Soul Blast a grade 2 and a grade 1, you have to search for a grade 3 and add it to hand. And you can only add the card with the same grade, not up to the same grade. So you can't add a grade 2 if you Soul Blast a grade 3, and you can't add a grade 1 if you Soul Blast like a grade 0 or something like that. You have to Soul Blast like a 3, like a total number up to 3 to get 3. Second skill is when your card is put from your soul into your drop zone, counterblast 1, call that card to rear. Or call one of them to rear. Yeah, call one of those cards to rear. So, and the third skill is when it attacks soul blast 1, it gets 10k until the end of the turn. Alright, next grade 3. Mythical Destroyer Beast Vanguard. I'm playing this guy at 4. You could try him at 3 and add up another one of the other grade 3 that I'm playing. But at the same time, I feel like 4 is enough, so I just try to play like this many because it's really important to the deck that you want to have an insole most of the time. And so its first skill is one place, Soul Blast 1, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. If it's on Vanguard Circle, then you can retire all your opponent's rear guards. And its second skill is rear. At the end of the battle that attacked a Vanguard, put it into the soul. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put one from them into the soul, one from them on the top deck, and one to the bottom of the deck. It's really good with this card I'm about to get into, Gleaming Lord Uranus. Its first skill doesn't matter because it's the regular Astral skill that you don't use because you don't get 5 markers on your Vanguard in this. But its second skill is really good, and that's why we play. Fenrir. So not only Vanguard, rear guard 2. When placed, Soul Blast 2, get Imaginary Gift Force on your Vanguard, and that's really good. For the grade 2s, we're playing Unappeasable Bitter Gluttnir. Gluttnir's skill is Counterblast 1. When placed, Soul Blast 2, choose a card from your soul, put it to hand. That's really good if you have like one of these in soul, or maybe like an extra card you want to just get, like just an extra card, like an extra extender you could play. And then the second skill is Soul Blast 1, it gets 10k until the end of the turn, and that's on attack. So gotta remember that part. Next is Strong Bow of the Starry Night Ulysses. At the end of the battle, it attacked a Vanguard, put into soul, draw a card, soul charge a card. I like it because it re-incurs the soul that you lose a lot, but you also gain it back, so that's pretty good. And also you can recall it out using Gluttnir and Fenrir, which I like. So I'll go into that combo later actually. Next is Prometheus of Dancing Lights. We play 4 of that card. On place, look at the top 2 cards of the deck, put one to the soul, one to back on the top of the deck. And then the second skill is when it attacks, your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater. This unit gets 5k until the end of the turn. Yep, end of turn. Alright, for grade 1, we play Supportive Sorcerer Communist. Its skill is, when placed on Vanguard, put a card from your hand to the soul and draw a card. This just helps you like get cards in the soul that you know you're gonna need for later. And it just helps you most of the time in the early game. Like say you have like a bunch of triggers in soul, or not soul, in hand, and like you wanna put them in soul or something, or you or you just have like a card that you don't need in hand, you just wanna see if you can get the other card, like a grade 3 or grade stuck. This helps a lot. And the second skill is when placed. This is a rear guard skill on place. When placed, soul charge 1. If your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, soul charge another one, and your Vanguard gets plus 5k. That 5k helps for in-battle play when you use Fenrir's skill Actually, that's a combo I'll go over later. Next you play Mythical Beast Hati. During your turn, if you soul blasted for your cost of your unit or card this turn, this unit gets plus 5k. It's continuous and says card, not unit, therefore you can use it with order cards. That's pretty good. And then second skill is when placed soul charge 2. That helps a lot in this deck because you need like more cards to soul to do things. Then you play for Skull. Skull is the grade 3 searcher, so you know what the second part skill is. But the first part skill is if you soul blast for your cost this turn, this unit gets plus 5k. Now this comes up not too often, but it helps a lot when you're kind of like the early game and you just want to like, I don't know, just like attack. You like call this to rear and you just want to swing for more damage. That's basically the way I put it. And then for your triggers, we play 4 heal, 4 draw, 1 uncommon because I'm poor, 4 crit, or 8 crit, 4 of them being Mercury, and then 4 of them being Cyber Tiger. And then your starter is Incipient Longtail, because I like birdies and it's adorable. Alright. Alright, gonna shuffle this deck up and then we are good to go. Alright, so first we're going to draw the 5 cards and then look at. Ooh, this is. We can work with this. We got the Fenrir and Gluttony, so the MVP and the main card. So we're gonna keep those. Put 3 crits in the draw back. And we're gonna draw 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we got another crit, so that's not the worst. Because at the same time, you can put that into soul with the grade 1 communist that we're gonna ride most likely. Then we also got Ulixes. So we can ride Gluttony first for grade 2, right? Because that's usually the main rider of the deck. And we can call Ulixes later. First off, I'm just gonna put this hand out there so you can see it. So we draw. Ooh, we draw a crit. Oh, we're also going first. So we're gonna ride Communist. We're gonna draw a card off the starter. Going to activate Communist skill. Put a card from hand to soul, and we're gonna draw a card. And we drew Hati, so that's not that bad. And then, so first turn we take a damage. Ooh, Fenrir. Good thing we have 1 in hand. I'm gonna draw a card. Then we're gonna ride Gluttony. Gluttony skill is gonna counterblast 1. Soul charge 1. That was soul charging 1. And then add a card from that into the soul or into the hand. It's in our hand currently. What is in our hand currently? Alright, so in this situation, we're just going to add another Communist to hand because that's the only good card to add in the hand for this situation. Then we're going to call 2 Ulixes. Now, we don't really want this card in the hand, so we have to call it out earlier game or later game, depending. But I usually like to call it out earlier game, so that way we don't dig out most of the time. So Ulixes will, Ulixes will attack first. And then it will most likely hit unless they guard it. Then we're going to move into soul, draw a card, soul charge. Then we're going to attack with Gluttony. Gluttony skill, we're going to get rid of those triggers in soul because we don't need those for later. And then it'd be 20 and then damage check or a drive check. Vanargander. Keep forgetting to put this back where it was. And then we're going to attack with Ulixes again. It most likely won't hit, so we're going to put in the soul. Draw, soul charge. Alright, so 2 damage now. Skull, and a draw trigger. That's good. So draw, power Vanguard, of course. Ooh, heal. The problem I have with this deck is, this is my luck personally, I always draw the heals on the draw triggers, so ready, stand, draw. Alright, critical. Now we're gonna ride Fenrir. Alright, now pay attention. We have the Uranus and Soul. So that means we have the Uranus in hand, so that means we don't need to put the force marker on the Vanguard, so we can just put it on the rear guard for Gleipnir or Vanargander. And then we will call our Uranus to Counterblast 1. No, not Counterblast 1, my bad. Soul Blast 2. Soul Blast 2 Ulysses. And then get a force marker under the Vanguard. And then we're going to call Gleipnir skill, Counterblast 1, Soul Charging 1, and then put a card from hand to soul. In this situation, we're going to add Skull back to hand, because we're going to search for another grade 3 if we can find one on the top of the deck. And then put the grade 3 in hand, and shuffle the deck. And then we're going to discard. Now in this situation, we're going to discard Ulysses because our front row is most likely going to be filled up with cards soon. Alright, let's see what's in Soul currently. Well, that's not bad. So now we're going to call Vanargander over the Uranus to then Soul Blast 1. So asking Prometheus, and then we're going to retire. We'll retire their front row. And then we're going to call Hati skill Soul Charging 2. Oh, oof. You're triggering a skull. That's not terrible. That's not good either. Alright. Vanargander attacks first. We're not going to boost him because we're going to save that for our call we're going to do later. And then move in Soul with the top 3. 1, 2, and 3. Oof. We got a crit, trigger, or a draw trigger, and a Prometheus. So we're going to put Prometheus on the top, in the Soul, draw trigger on top, and then the crit trigger on the bottom. Then we're going to attack with Gleipnir. Gleipnir skill, Soul Blast 1, Soul Blasting another Vanargander. And we're going to Counterblast 1 to call the Vanargander out. Now you're going to need 2 Counterblasts to do most of this stuff, okay? Alright, we're going to boost Hati for 5, 10, 15, 25, 35. No, this wouldn't be 35. 10, 20, 30, 43. So this is going to be 43. We're going to attack with the Vanguard for 1 critical trigger, or draw trigger. Power to Vanargander and draw. Fenrir. Second check. Prometheus. And then we're going to attack with Vanargander. And this is what I like to do most of the time, so I can just wound the soul and then guarantee a trigger for the next damage check. So we got Hati, a Hati, and we got 2 Hatis and draw trigger on top, and then the Hati on the bottom. So that way, when we take the damage next turn, boom, draw trigger. And then second check. And then I like to go to 5 damage most of the time, so that's just my playing style. We can just guard the next 2, so we can just waste. Yeah, heal on a crit. Let's stand draw. Right, Fenrir again, because we drove check that, or we drew it off the draw trigger. Getting a gift. Now, the important thing about this deck is Vanargander doesn't really hit that big of numbers, so we got to make sure to always get Vanargander high, because that's mostly going to be the win condition of the deck. Now, what I've noticed is, like, depending on how it is, Gleipnir or Vanargander will be the finisher, not Fenrir, which I don't like about that. But at the same time, the 10k does help with it. I just don't use it most of the time. Well, there goes. Alright, the force marker there. Gonna call Vanargander. Yep. Gonna Soul Blast another Vanargander. And then we're gonna retire one of the opponent's rear guards. Then we're gonna call Communist. Soul Charging 1, Soul Charging 2. And then Communist the Vanguard gets plus 5k. See, the deck gets small, so it's not really... The deck gets really small, so you have to be careful with what you do when you're soul charging later game, or early game, actually. So, in the hand we can keep everything, because this is basically like the main field you want to try to get. So, you know how the stick goes. Attack with Nargander. Put into soul, top 3. Gluttmere into soul, Chimeras to bottom, critical top. Attack with Gluttmere. That's a fun, this is very fun. So, Soul Blast Gluttmere. Then call it back out. And then skill Gluttmere, count +1. Soul charging 1. And then add a card back to hand. In this situation, you're probably going to add an Nargander back to hand. Now, this is just a good way to multi-attack, in my opinion. Or, like, just the other way to get more big numbers in case you want to finish them off this turn. Because that's going to be really difficult to finish them off during more of the later game, mostly. So, Prodigy 1, critical. Second check. You look, see. Anyway, that's the combo tutorial.
Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you did learn anything during this profile, I ask that maybe you consider hitting that subscribe button, possibly leaving a like on the video, and big shout out to Skilur. It's our first deck profile with Skilur on the channel. Keep in mind too that he is just a freshman in high school, so be, a little kind to the comment section if you can. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. And this is Alex from Team Generations signing out.